Welcome to KK News.
Number one, here in the UK, for the second month running, there is some excellent good news. And that is that electric vehicles have outsold diesels for the second month in a row. So June and July, it does include Febs, and there's also a figure for that stupid self-charging thing. So I'm going to reiterate something I always say on this channel. If you are buying a diesel in 2021 going into 2022, are you mad? If you live in the UK and you're buying a big diesel, you are fruitcake. You might be towing once a year, twice a year, but there are EVs out there you can buy now, and the proof's in the pudding. People are saying bye-bye to them. So if you're just buying one or you've just bought one, get ready for the massive loss. So, second month running, some figures bounding around. The diesel sales only 7.1% of every vehicle registered in the UK, which is really low for saying it was 40, 50, 60%, even higher, say 3 years ago. So that's good news, good news, good news. Let's get them off the road. Secondly, there is an 8% rise now. I think 8% of all vehicles sold were plug-in hybrids. In that sales figure, 12% were regular hybrids. Just buy a full electric from day one. Don't go buying hybrids. You know, or even buy a plug-in hybrid if you want to meet it halfway, but don't buy regular Toyotas and Hondas. Come on, the end is nigh for those damn things. Self-charging rubbish. Anyway, moving on fast, because I do seem to dwell on that, don't I? The massive group called Stellantis. Stellantis own, wow, loads. Citroen, Peugeot, the DS group, wow, you name it, Dodge in the US, Jeep, Fiat. The list is endless. Alfa Romeo, Maserati. They are huge, but I bet you didn't know they were called Stellantis. Anyway, Stellantis are a bit backward but coming forward fast, so I'll give them that. They are coming out with some new EVs. Now the shock for all my US subscribers is the fact that there will be a Dodge Ram, full electric Dodge Ram, by 2023. Only 2 years away, 2.5 years away. It should be up for sale as a 2024 model, but being made in 2023. That's full electric, people. What an option you've got there. You'll still have your little silly diesels, your smoking and polluting things. You still have your big V8 petrols, which you can always do something with. But there will be a full electric Dodge Ram. That's got to be good news, folks. Swiftly moving on to that same company, Stellantis, and what they're doing with EVs. They also own Jeep, like I said. There will be a full electric Jeep by, again, 2020, late 2022, next year into 2023. No prices out yet. There is a mild FEV you can buy now, the Jeep Wrangler, I do believe, Rubicon, but it's an expensive tool for what it is. But let's hope they bring the prices down and they get it right. Staying with Stellantis, I don't know if you can remember Alfa Romeo. I know there's some diehards who are still out there, and it used to be said in the UK by a group called Top Gear, wherever they are now. Hello, Mr. Clarkson, you ever see this? That if you didn't own an Alfa Romeo, you wasn't a petrolhead. You had to own one for them to go wrong, to put it right. Don't make sense to me. So like a fool, I owned one. A grey one, a 156 with paddle shift gears. Swiftly moving on, Alfa Romeo will no longer make any fossil fuel engines, be it diesel or petrol, by 2026 into 2027. By 2027, their whole concept of cars, be it only 2 or 3 models, will be full electric. Welcome to the club, Alfa Romeo. You're about 7 or 8 years late, but you've got there at the end. And again, they belong to the Stellantis group. So that's another bit of good news. The shock horror. The shock horror to my people who like muscle cars, like myself. I've had lots and lots. As you can see in my previous posts, there will be a Dodge muscle car. Full electric. That's full electric. A muscle car, full electric. No noise, but it can still screech tyres, and it will still be faster than most muscle cars made. That's got to be good. Well done, Dodge. You're 10 years late though. Where you been? That's Stellantis. That was number 2 in the news. KK News. The next thing I'm going to mention is Catl. These are a Chinese battery manufacturer who have come up with a sodium battery. So there's no lithium in it, but it can be mixed with lithium batteries. So in the same battery pack, you could have lithium and these sodium ones. The idea is the sodium ones are far smaller. Catl are a big pusher of these things. They've been on trial. They reckon they charge up quicker, up to 80%. You can charge a car from 0 to 80 with a 160 kilowatt battery pack in about 15 minutes. That's got to be good. So these sodium battery cells hopefully will be out soon. More tests being done. So look out for Catl with their sodium battery cell. They are a bit more hollow, so they've got more capacity. I ain't going to go into details about these things. Even I bore myself sometimes with the fandangle about battery packs. As long as you plug it in and the damn thing works. So yes, look out for them, but it's sodium based, is 0 lithium. So all you people moaning about lithium and cobalt, it's coming to an end. Sodium only. Number 4 in KK News. I'm going to bring something up here which is great for the UK as well, because I've always found that whatever happens in the US happens in the UK. Sometimes we beat the Americans to motoring capability. We've had some better cars regarding economy, but I'm afraid our American cousins have had better cars regarding performance, and big V8s never offered across here. Why I brought this up is in the US at the moment, EV sales are very strong again. I think so far this year in 2021 there's been 311,000 sold. Now that's tiny in comparison to how many actual cars are sold in the US, don't get me wrong when I say that, but it is still good and a very strong number, and again increasing. Surprisingly to some of you, but not to me, because California's always been a very green state, and anyone who lives in California, hello there, I'm glad you're watching. California takes 39% of all EV sales in the US. That's a massive amount, massive amount. Talking about US sales, it would have been on the news, you would have seen it, Mr. Biden. I know, Joe Biden, we're not all lovers. I'm kind of meeting the guy halfway, if he can walk halfway. I'm saying nothing else. Joe Biden being pushed along by all his entourage behind him. Anyway, Mr. Biden, well done at least for one thing. He's trying to push by 2030 that 50% of all vehicles on US roads will be full electric. Nice one, Joe. Let's see if you can keep to it. So Mr. Biden's giving it a push. He's already been slated for it by a lot of the right-wing politicians. Look, I'm kind of like middle of the road. My politics don't really matter, but Joe's a bit to me, but Mr. Trump was a bit excessive to me, so I'm like, you know, between the two. So that's my politics out of the way. So when it comes to pushing electric cars, I'll do that in the US as much as I would do in the UK. So thumbs up to Mr. Biden for trying. Let's hope he can push it and get it to those numbers he wants. The good thing is that Joe doesn't want hybrids in that figure. He wants full electrics by 2030. So hybrids will be gone, and that's Toyota, Honda, all those silly, you know, fossil fuel front-engine cars which are not electric will be gone, and it's full electric he's after on that figure of 50%. Also, he had a bit of a, I wouldn't say hoo-ha with Elon, but it didn't go down very well with certain sectors, because in his speech he never once mentioned the word Tesla, which ain't a wise thing, because the best-selling car in the US EV-wise is a Tesla. So Joe, you know, if you want to push electric cars, give Elon a bit of a hearsay, or mention his name, or mention his brand. Not an advert, but just, you know, common sense. Finally, in KK News, this is to say that Hyundai are going to be offering all their hybrids, their PHEVs, and their full electric, i.e. like the Kona, as a monthly subscription car in their mobility section of motoring. It's called Nokian, maybe. how you pronounce it, I've never heard anyone say it, but that is their mobility side of their business. And then what they're going to do, they're giving out this subscription, whereas for 3 months to 24 months you can take out a subscription, a minimum of 3, maximum of 24. You can change your vehicle at 6 months along the line, so that's pretty good to keep up with newer vehicles all the time. It'll be a set fee, I think £350 been mentioned a month, which ain't too bad when you consider that all of your servicing is in there, your insurance is in there, and roadside assistance. So for mobility people, go electric. Think about the EV. Get a charger put at home, save yourself even more money in fuel, and do a bit for the environment. So that's Hyundai for you, which is a great thing. So there you go, that's KK News. Hope you've enjoyed it, hope you've learned something, hope you take something from it. I'm going to try and do them every 7 to 10 days, so look out for KK News number 3 and our EV adventures. Catch you later, people.